up in Central Illinois. My name's Jennifer Pruitt. I'm in the art history department. My main research interest is in architecture in Egypt in the 10th and 11th century. The past month I've gone to two giant stadium concert tours in Chicago. The first being Paul McCartney, which was amazing, and the second being Beyonce and Jay-Z on their On the Run tour, which was also amazing. So I've had a pretty exciting month.
Calcutta, India. My name is Sushmita Roy. I'm in the Biostatistics and Medical Informatics department, and I'm also in the Wisconsin Institute for Discovery. I'm very interested in understanding connections between molecules inside cells and how that actually affects global system behavior. I don't know, there are many, I don't know which one to actually say. I was learning German.
I grew up in Turkey. Okay, I'm Melih Erten. I'm at the mechanical engineering department. I work on the way different materials, different systems interact with each other. I actually managed my family business for a year before joining graduate school.
I grew up in Portland, Oregon. My name is Lori Lopez, and I'm an assistant professor in communication arts. I research how minority communities use media in the fight for social justice. And a fun fact about me is that I have a dog named Boba.
I grew up in a town called Marshall, Minnesota, which is a small town in southwestern Minnesota, home of Schwann's frozen food and not much else. My name is Mike Wagner. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I also have an appointment in the Department of Political Science. And the big two questions that are a part of everything that I do are, why do people do what they do, and how well does democracy work? And I think my best stuff tries to connect those two things. After I lost all of my money playing poker with then State Senator Barack Obama, he bought me a sandwich at Arby's.
My name is Erica Turner. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Educational Policy Studies. I study school district politics and policy making, and my fun fact is that I was born on the 4th of July.
I grew up in Ames, Iowa. My name is Anya Samek. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Consumer Science. I study how people make decisions in the marketplace and in society. My fun fact is that I have a trained therapy cat. He's right here.
I used to be one of those people who just thought that I was being really responsive to students by allowing them to choose whatever paper topic they wanted to do at the end of the semester. But I also noticed that that was something that was giving students kind of enough rope to hang themselves.
So when I first got here, I was given a textbook, and I approached teaching from which parts of this textbook should I cover, and which chapter should I cover, and in how much detail. I realized that what I was doing was backwards, and then I started thinking about what is it that I want the students to get out of it. And then I went through the chapters and just said, which of the things in here in this book are things that I want the students to get out of the class, and then I got rid of the book.
What I had never done was explicitly explain to students how different things connected together with what we were reading and what I was testing them on. We had kind of this big project, and then we had everything else we were doing, and I just thought it was obvious what the connection was. And MTLE made me think a little bit more about tying what I asked students to do directly to what I say the course goals are.
I teach a lot of classes that are discussion based, and we also talk a lot about difficult things. We talk about race and sexual orientation and gender. I started learning about different teaching ideas from MTLE. We have started all of my discussion-based classes with a discussion about discussion. I think students are a lot more comfortable talking about difficult things.
I was very frustrated with the quality of writing that was coming across my desk, and I didn't have time, I didn't have the resources for me to kind of personally do drafts of everything. On Brad's suggestion, I did do a peer review session for writing. They took it very seriously. They gave real feedback and kind of started to think more precisely about how one crafts an essay.
I realized I have more freedom than I think I had, and that kind of indirectly influenced how I conducted myself in the class.
This program taught me how to cope with this balance between teaching, research.
MTLE really shifted my philosophy around thinking about student learning instead of just what it is that I'm doing.
In a way, I want to make it much more proactive for the students so that they can be part of the learning process.
I am trying to actually combine my research and teaching as much as possible.
Well, one thing that Jeremy, who is also in MTLE and is in my department, and I are working on is mentoring our PhD students as they take on their first standalone classes.
I'll be teaching a course I've taught once before that I'm really changing due to some of the things that we worked through together in MTLE, so I'm getting excited.
I mean, one thing that I'm excited about actually that came out of MTLE is that I got some money from my department to work with teaching assistants who have been teaching one of our 300 level classes.
The main thing I think I gained is having people around that were from different departments on campus that approached their teaching in totally different ways and had ideas about how to teach certain topics that I had never thought of before.
We always learn from each other. Every single participant matters, and we do run into more of the same struggles than you would think, no matter what the subject matter is or no matter what method you're using to teach.
Things you can bring back to your colleagues in your department to improve the department's teaching is worthwhile.
Be frankly open in those meetings, and then don't hesitate to bring up the issues that you face in the classroom setting.
Yeah. Something I wished that I had done was to never miss a session. And every single week was really important, and every week built on the one before it.
So every week, whatever we discuss, I was able to actually witness it in my classroom setting, and as I said, made the changes on the go.
I got something good out of meetings I went to, even when I was stressed about research or stressed about teaching or stressed about a department meeting or something like that.
I mean, I think it's just a neat to have a supportive community that will help you try new things.
It's a real challenge, I think, to make teaching the kind of thing people want to spend time thinking about, and also to spend time improving, and I think MTLE does a really good job of that.
Do we need to be funny?
The fun fact is that the idea of a fun fact has stressed me out for the past year.
But I've trained him to give high fives and visit libraries.
I have shamelessly stolen from everybody in my cohort.
Well, I've been working on trying to get applause at the end of class.
Coffee. I cannot do without coffee. I'm a coffee snob.
I'm like a total foodie. I'm obsessed with food and cooking, but I just love processed cheese.